Hi guys, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Okay guys, I've got an article here which to me I just think solidifies XRP's future, especially that this is happening right now in the current state of the market. So the article says XRP has added $1 billion worth of asset-backed credit in 2026. Okay, so yeah, the reason why I wanted to cover this is because obviously we are where we are in the market, right? Like it's not great right now. We're still waiting to see, are we going to continue to have the alt season? You know, are we going to have the true euphoric event that everybody's been waiting for, because it seems like it was snatched from us in October last year. And so when you think about this, right, like I'm sure you guys have heard, but I want to say it's BitMEX, if I'm thinking rightly. The exchange has, you know, closed down. And this is what happens in bear markets, right? There's a lot of networks, there's a lot of developers, a lot of companies in crypto that don't survive bear markets. And the reason why is because when you're in a bear market, there's not really any money going on, right? There's not really a lot of money really going around because we're in a bear market, right? So no one's really coming to use the, you know, the crypto exchanges and stuff like that, because who's really doing anything right now? It's not exciting, right? And that's why when you're in a bull run, you'll see everything thrive. Like that's why a bull run is so crazy, because everybody's here, everybody's looking to make money, so they're throwing their money into things left, right, and center. So everything's good. Like I've seen companies that were really not good, but because it was in the midst of a bull run, as soon as they come out, they just did really well. Like, and it's not because the company was good, it's because we was in a bull market. So anything that sounded positive, that sounded like, oh, this sounds okay, like, you know, they're not really doing that much research. They're just putting the money in and hoping that they'll make a lot of money back. And so when we look at XRP right now and where we are in the market, you know, I think obviously it's safe to say that XRP is going to be one of the cryptos that stand the test of time. I think that's quite clear to see. I think it's going to have the longevity, but this is the kind of thing that's showing you it's continuing to build, right? Because even during this stagnant period, things are still happening, right? Development is still happening on the XRP ledger, which is still very, very positive. So let's get into the article and just go through some of the facts here. The XRP ecosystem has welcomed about $1 billion in tokenized asset-backed credit so far in 2026, already outpacing the total from the previous year. This trend comes as the XRP ledger continues to witness an increase in tokenized asset value this year amid the growing attention that has enveloped the narrative. For instance, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink argued in January that the tokenization of RWA is inevitable. According to RWA.xyz, a leading provider of tokenized RWA data, the tokenized asset-backed credit market has grown to a total value of $42.78 billion from just $9.35 billion at the beginning of last year, 2025. Essentially, the market has added over $33 billion in less than 2 years. For the uninitiated, tokenized asset-backed credit represents debt that issuers cover a pool of real financial assets instead of unsecured loans. These assets can include consumer loans, mortgages, and other income-generating financial assets that serve as collateral for the debt. Besides tokenized credit, the XRP ecosystem has also continued to record impressive growth in other RWA areas, especially commodities, stablecoins, corporate credit, and US Treasury debt. For instance, tokenized commodities on the XRP ledger have grown to a whopping $2.5 billion, representing nearly 61% of the total RWA value resident on the network at $4.1 billion. Most of this commodity value comes from the JMWH product from Just Token, worth more than $2.2 billion. Okay, I'll leave it there because you get the gist. But as you can see, a lot of things still happening within the network, and to me, this is an indicator of that. Even though obviously things are down right now, the development is still happening, right? So you've got to understand this, right? Like, yes, the market is down, the price is not up, but for the people who are really invested in the future of crypto, they're getting everything in place. They're still continuing to do the adoption because it's not about the value at the moment, right? It's about the actual utility. It's the things that's going to provide for these companies and, you know, the benefits they're going to get. So yes, they're not going to be thinking, oh, the price is not great right now, we'll, you know, stall until the prices are getting better. No, they're going to use the tokens for what they were designed for, their purpose, right? The utility aspect. So they're continuing to do that. So the fact that you're still seeing this happen with XRP, it shows you that despite anything that's going on right now, they still believe XRP to be a viable network that they want to develop on and which they want to tokenize on. And I've told you guys this before, but from like the research that I'd been doing previously, I got the gist that the next big theme of the next bull run would be RWA tokenization. So the previous bull run was DeFi. That was like the big theme, and everything was just going crazy for DeFi projects. From what I'm hearing, the next bull run, it's going to be tokenization. So if you're seeing this now with XRP, that's obviously going to help, because if tokenization is the theme of the next bull run, then these types of things that are happening right here is going to obviously put XRP in a good position to really capitalize in the bull run off of that theme. So that's just something to also bear in mind. Obviously, we'll see if that comes to pass, but that is something that I was seeing on a regular basis. So yeah, the reason why I'm just showing you this, guys, really more than anything, is to show you that, look, yes, the market's down. We are still waiting to see what's going to happen. Obviously, we all want the market to get roaring again. We want it to get fun again. I completely understand that. But just understand that despite that, and while this is all going on, activity is still going on. Developments are still happening. And that shows that whatever's going on, XRP is still being utilized. And so when we do get into the more favorable position, when the market is roaring again, this is where XRP should shine again, right? Because once again, now you can see this is the network that's been busy while the market's been down. This is the network that's been continuing to grow and continuing to have more development activity on it. So I think overall this should be a good sign that XRP is in a good position. And to me, this is what I think is going to show you about the longevity, because the price action and stuff is not affecting the development activity. People are still, developing on the network regardless. So that shows you they're not worrying about price. Like, they look at the network, they think it's a good network to utilize, and so they're doing that. So to me, that's a good signal in terms of the long-term viability of the XRP ledger. So I thought this one was worth sharing, because to me, I think it's something that, people probably want to hear right now, because when you obviously see this stuff going on in the market for as long as it has, obviously a lot of people are having doubts and stuff like that. In my opinion, I think long-term crypto will be fine. I don't know how long it's going to take, but it's things like this that give me that kind of reassurance. So I thought it was worth sharing. Okay, I'll leave it there. If you did like this video, please remember to like, comment and subscribe so you can be updated for future XRP content. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be alerted on when I do drop a new video. Thank you very much for watching this, and I'll see you all on the next one.